Okay, I'd like to call the March 17th, 2020 meeting of the Frankfurt Plant Board to order. Madam Secretary, would you call the roll?
Member Hale?
Here.
Member Cubine?
Here.
Member Mason? Member Snyder?
Here. We have a quorum. We're constituted to do business. First item would be consider approval of the minutes for the February 18th, 2020 board meeting. Has everybody had a chance to look at them?
Yes, Mr. Chair, motion to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? No. I just wanted to add before we go on down that we're meeting tonight. We're going to dispense with some normal routine items. All the material that is in front of the board tonight, all the reports and so forth, is on the website if anybody wants to see it. The reason we're meeting tonight is we had several items that the board needs to take some action on and give the general manager some direction. But we're going to try to meet as quickly as we can and let everybody get home. The first item would be item 2.1, consider accepting financials for the month ending February 29th. And normally, Mr. Denton, you go into some detail on it, and I think you said you just have maybe some comments for us.
Well, we have all the regular financial statements that we give you each month in there. We're tracking very similar to last month, ending January. So these financial statements are for February 2020. I'd be glad to answer any questions you may have specifically. Other than that, it's pretty business as usual.
Has everybody's had in the material that they got in advance? Does anybody have any questions, David?
No.
No.
Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Without objection, everybody in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say no. Financials are accepted. Item number 3, general manager comments. And if you would, Gary's got some general comments regarding some operational issues. And then if we could, right after that, take up item 7.4 and do that all at one time. So, Mr. General Manager?
Sure, thank you. I would like to suggest the board to looking for further change our operation a little bit, consider what is in front of us. And one the suggestion we like to consider is suspension, follow the Public Service Commission's order, suspend our collection for next 30 days, and also waive the late fee charge for this difficult time. Now, another thing we would look to consider, since governor's suggestion to limit the for the social distance, would like to suggest close our committee room and the lobby, but we will keep a drive-through open, and also we can do the most business by phone and also by internet, logging our portal. And the most I want to really focus on is we can assure the citizen we will keep our operation as usual. We take the reliability part is very critical, important to us. We do anything we can to provide a water, electrical, or internet, or telephone, TV service as usual. That's the part we want to make sure not only happen now, we hope happen in the future too.
So all our phone lines will be manned, and people can come through the drive-through, make payments, and so forth.
Yes.
And if people are in hardships or whatever, we'll work with them.
Yes.
And we're basically following the same procedures as what the city, the county, state government's following, everybody else, right?
Exactly. Because we do have a lot of traffic flow based on historical data on the lobby. Today's environment, we don't think is the best interest to our customer and also to our employee also. So it's the best we keep drive-through open, and I believe we also have a knock in operation 24/7. They can help the most issue we have, the customer.
And then on item 7.4, I think, Hance, you worked on developing this.
Yes, sir.
Basically, what does the motion on the action item on 7.4 do?
It allows the general manager to deviate from certain policies, from personnel policies, from procurement policies, and also some of the terms and conditions contained in the tariff, such as cutoffs, late fees, just to respond to the to this coronavirus situation for a time period of 3 months is kind of what the staff sort of recommend initially, and then the general manager, of course, reports to the board any changes to try to stay as close to the policies as possible, but to kind of have some leeway to respond to the situation as it changes.
And this lets you, Gary, adjust work schedules, let people work from home, adjust sick leave policies, things like that.
Like suspended collection is all part of it.
And by collection, you mean like late bills, things like that. We'll still send out bills.
We
Oh, yeah.
still send
Oh,
out
yeah.
the
Yeah.
the bills still due.
Yes.
It's just suspend the collection.
Right, so if people are having a hardship, disconnects, yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Does anybody have any questions of that motion, or of Gary or Hance?
No, Mr. Chairman, if it's in order, I'd like to go ahead and make the motion that we approve these temporary authority for the general manager to take this action. I'm confident Gary will report back to us anything we need to know, and feel very comfortable in doing this.
Donna? You okay?
I second, yeah.
Any discussion? Is there anything, Cathy, you need from a public information standpoint or anything?
No, I'm good. I just wanted to give you all a rundown if we have a chance of everything that we're doing to communicate with the public.
Okay.
We can do that later.
Well, let's act on the motion.
Okay. One thing, Gary, we are doing sick leave, additional sick leave of similar to mirroring what the state government's doing with 10 days, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
We are married to state policy.
We'll
Okay,
make sure we were okay on that.
Yes.
Thank you, John.
Do
Appreciate
you
it.
have a motion?
You
I've
got
got a
a
motion,
motion.
a second?
Yep.
Yeah. No,
Sure.
just with the sick leave, I would just hope that if, heaven forbid, we had someone that did get the coronavirus and they needed more sick leave, that we would be able to do that. Because the last thing people need to worry about is their paycheck.
We work on the detail, you will see the item.
And you have the authority
Actually,
under this to do that if you need to, right?
exactly, that's right.
So, all those in favor say aye.
Uh,
Aye, opposed? Motion's adopted. Cathy, is this a good time for you to give your update?
Yeah.
Okay.
If y'all agree with that.
Sure.
We've been busy. Trying to get everybody ready and prepared for, making these moves. So, we are closing the office lobby starting tomorrow. And our thing is that we want to make sure that our customers know that we're continuing on business. Their services will not be affected. We still have crews out in the field, maintaining our electric, water, and telecom systems. And that we do have the drive-through open, and we encourage customers that if they have cash payments to come through the drive-through. If you have check or money order payments, you can just drop them in the drop box out front. But if you don't want to leave your house, which I don't know how things are going to go, but some people just may feel more safe at home, to please go to our online customer portal, and that's at my.fpb.cc. And on there, you can pay your bill, you can check your usage, you can look at your payment history, you can look at your bill. There's all kinds of things that you can do on the portal, and I would suggest, I've been promoting this for about 2 years now, trying to get people to sign up for the portal, and this is perfect opportunity to do that, because you don't have to leave your house, and all of your account information is right at your fingertips if you just go to my.fpb.cc. So we put it on our social media today that starting tomorrow the offices will be closed, but it also included everything I just said. And then we'll, after you all approved tonight, we have it on our website. We have a banner across the top, plus a page specifically to coronavirus updates. If there are any other changes that need to happen, we'll update it there, and we'll also put it on social media.
And then I know y'all have given the mayor, county judge access to Cable 10 to make
Yes.
announcements or updates or whatever.
Cable 10 is working with
Work
emergency
very close.
management and all those people over on 2nd Street to make sure that that we're doing everything we can to support anything that they need to do. We are going to continue to do around 10 on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and we're working on Skype operations for that. So
Okay, thank you.
that's it. If y'all have any questions. trying to keep everybody informed, because we figure the more you know, maybe the better you'll feel.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, thank you.
Thank you. We're going to dispense with, we don't have anybody here tonight to speak.
Mr. Chairman, if it's
yeah.
in order, I'd like to make a motion, we dispense with the departmental reports and accept them as read.
I'll second.
Any objection? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, no. Adopted. Then we'll go to action number 7.1, and it's my understanding
Mr. Chairman,
that,
I'd like to make a motion in light of the discussion that Chairman's information has come to light in terms of what the executive or general manager has told has informed us. I'd move we pass over this item.
yeah, because I think it requires a lot of discussion and
Yeah.
for public information, and I think we want to minimize tonight's meeting. I think, like you
Yeah.
said, I think staff's indicated postponing this for a short period of time doesn't cause
It's
any
not
problem with the
gonna affect, I don't
contract.
think it's gonna affect us at all in terms of money or anything like that.
So you have a motion to
Yes, motion
pass
to
over?
pass over item 7.1.
I'll
Don,
second.
any discussion?
No.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Adopted. Goes to 7.2, action item to consider award of bid invitation 1691 for the substation erosion drainage and stabilization mitigation at Myrick Substation to Easy Construction in the amount of $235, and this is coming in below budget. Does anybody have any questions or concerns about that?
No.
Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion to award bid invitation 1691 for substation erosion drainage at the Myrick Substation for $235,686.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Anybody opposed? Any questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion's adopted. Item 7.3, consider approval of renewal agreement with Spectrum for internet bandwidth. Let's see. Monthly recurring $57.59 on the monthly charge. It's included in the budget. Anybody have any concerns, whatever?
Mr. Chairman, I think at this time, I think we need to make sure our internet is up and ready
Right.
to go. So if people are spending time at the house,
Okay.
they need.
So I have a motion from
Your motion
John?
so moved.
I'll second, but I do have a question, not really relating to this, but just sort of generically. And I don't know that it's possible or whatever, but I saw some comments on Facebook of people wondering if they could get their internet boosted for the short time because they've got kids at home during the, whatever they're calling it, online learning, et cetera. Are we able to do that, or?
Well, given the light, in light of the additional usage that's going on right now, we want to make sure that we keep our system as stable as possible. So I would be hesitant to say we should approach anything like that at the moment. While I understand the sentiment, and if individual customers have need, we don't have any contracts. If somebody wants to upgrade their internet for a short period of time, and then once things are back to normal, they can, downgrade it again. That would probably be the course of action I would suggest at this time.
So there'd be the charge, but they wouldn't be locked into, they could upgrade
No,
it
no,
for 60
yeah.
days and then take it back down.
Exactly.
Cathy, could you maybe put something about that
We're
in?
working on
Yeah.
something about that, yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So we have a motion on the floor, a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no? No objections, motion's adopted. I understand you got a deal for us. Is that right, Julie?
Somewhat of one, yes.
Okay, item 8.1 on the traveling screen for the water intake.
Just a little quick history. The traveling screens at the water treatment plant take debris out of the raw water. They keep that debris from going into the pumps, causing catastrophic failure of our 3 low service pumps. We don't need that to happen. We had inspections done last year in April on both of the traveling screens, and to quote one of the inspection reports, traveling screen number 2 was in bad shape, needed repair, and should be run sparingly. So we put money in this year's budget for that screen at $130,000. It was bid in November 2019 and awarded to Atlas SSI at $126,135. So we came in under our budget amount. Removed in January and taken to Louisiana to start the repair. However, On the 19th of February, we received a notice that it was going to cost an additional $52,000 to repair this screen. I'll give you an example. As they were taking this is a 70-foot long screen that they had to pull vertically out of the intake well. As they moved it up about every 10 to 12 feet, they had to weld the chain together to make sure it all came out as one piece.
Oh, wow.
We did not know it was in that bad of shape. So this brought the total cost of the project up to about $179,000. So we thought, okay, let's bid for a new screen and see what we could get. The screen is also 25 years old, if you want to put that kind of money into it. So we sent out requests to 4 vendors, received 1. We opened the bids last week. We had a bid of $173,950, so it came in under the repair cost. So we are recommending that because the new screen is lower than that of the repair cost, that we go with purchasing a new screen. So I am making 2 requests tonight. One, that the board approve the bid for the $173,950 to Atlas SSI for the new screen, and 2, that we will be submitting per David Denton, if necessary, a budget amendment to change the $130,000 to roughly $200,000, because we've already paid Atlas $17,000 to do the removal and just the transportation of this extremely big piece of equipment down to Louisiana.
And it's my understanding the screen that's in place right now,
We have one
is in
screen
good
in
shape,
place, and it'll be fine. And the other one is,
then we'll have a brand new one.
then we'll have a brand new one.
Okay.
Question, Julie, if you don't mind. So it's gonna be the same vendor that was doing the repairs is gonna
Mhm.
provide the new screen for us? They were
Yes.
the only one who
They were the
responded
only
to our
bidder out of
bid?
the 4.
Okay.
Mhm.
And is 25 years is that about the usable life of one of these, or I mean? apparently
I'd say
finding
we've
out
gone,
that
I'd
it's-
say we've gone a little bit
Oh,
beyond that one.
How old is the other screen? Do you know?
The other one is probably about the same age, and
Okay.
it was repaired in 2015.
Okay.
So we're
we'll
probably
look at it in
looking
the next
at-
few years.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Mr. Chairman, if it's appropriate, I'd like to make a motion
Yes, sir.
to approve that purchase, and also to get David to draw up any necessary budget amendments to deal with at our next meeting.
Do you have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion's adopted.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Any old or new business? Then I need
Mr.
to,
Chairman, I'd like to make a motion, we move into closed session, pursuant to KRS 61-810-1C, discuss pending litigation regarding the reservoir and regarding the easement matter.
do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We're in closed session.
Closed session.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
We're out of closed session.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion. I'd like to ask the board, express to staff to authorize the settlement agreement in the matter of the reservoir and execute dismissal upon receipt of a building permit for the reservoir.
I second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion's adopted. I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?